In the management training video, you saw an investigative officer, Ms. Rogers, meet with Belinda, an employee who was reporting a sexual harassment claim. The investigator took notes about Belinda's claim and provided a relaxed setting for the employee, listened and asked appropriate questions, and remained non-judgmental. The investigator stressed that the discussion was to remain confidential and that no retaliation would be taken against the complainant for reporting sexual harassment. The investigator asked what had happened, used follow-up questions, and then obtained the who, what, where, when, why details of the incidents of sexual harassment. The investigator also indicated that the complaint would be confirmed in writing. Ms. Rogers' letter will confirm the facts of the complaint. You'll find this information and a sample letter in the book that accompanies this video. Next, Ms. Rogers must decide whether a formal investigation is necessary or if a simple resolution is possible. For example, if the complaint had been about sexually explicit posters or calendars in the work area, the investigator would only need to confirm that the posters were visible. She could then talk to the people involved and remind them that such materials are inappropriate and against company policy. No investigation would be required, although Ms. Rogers would follow up to be sure that the posters were removed. When another employee's alleged ongoing conduct is at issue, the investigator will review the personnel files of the involved parties. The confidential files can also be checked to determine if there have been other claims of sexual harassment against the alleged harasser. The investigator will not divulge any information about the claim or investigation unless it is necessary to further the investigation or to resolve the claim. The investigator must determine who to interview next. In most cases, the alleged harasser is who you'll want to talk to. In this case, Hal. If the harasser admits to the conduct, the investigator can take appropriate action and the investigation is complete. If the harasser denies the allegations, then the investigation will continue. A good investigator recognizes that the interview may be as stressful for Hal as it was for Belinda and will be prepared for questions that Hal may have.
Hal, I'm investigating a claim of sexual harassment that's been brought against you. Hal, I can tell you're upset. I think most people would be in this situation. What we need to do is talk about a few things and clear this up. First of all, the company takes charges of sexual harassment seriously. Based on this investigation, a decision will be made, and if sexual harassment occurred, appropriate action will be taken. The information obtained in the investigation remains as confidential as possible, and we won't tolerate any kind of retaliation against the person who brings the claim or against anyone interviewed as a witness.
I'm very familiar with our sexual harassment policy, and I can assure you I've never sexually harassed anyone.
Does that mean that you never touched or kissed any of the female employees in any department?
Oh, no, I know that's not right, and I just wouldn't do it.
Have you at any time touched, hugged, or kissed Belinda Jenkins in purchasing?
Belinda? Why would she say anything like that? What did she tell you?
At this point, Hal has denied the accusations and wants to know what Belinda said. Ms. Rogers' response is to probe any ill motives on the part of Belinda.
Hal, if you say nothing has happened between you that could be sexual harassment, then have you any idea why Belinda would make such a claim?
No, I have no idea. We don't even work in the same department.
Have you had any conflicts or problems with Belinda?
No, she's only been in the area for a couple of months. I really don't understand.
The investigator will close with a reminder about confidentiality and no retaliation. Hal's interview will be documented with a confirmation memo, much like the one she prepared after speaking with Belinda. Because Hal denied the charges, Ms. Rogers cannot resolve this claim without an investigation. A list of witnesses and observers should be made up, and anyone suggested by Hal and Belinda should be talked to if necessary. The investigator must evaluate what each witness has to say and determine the person's credibility. Some of the factors used to determine credibility are the demeanor of the witness, the logic and consistency of the stories and facts as given by all the witnesses, any corroborating evidence offered by any witness, any circumstantial evidence. This would include evidence like notes, a diary, or calendar notations made by any of the witnesses. After the interviews are completed, the investigator will examine the objective facts in order to reach a conclusion. These facts include whether the complaint was raised in a timely manner. If not, why? Whether similar complaints have been raised previously. The motivation for the complainant to fabricate the story. The motivation for the alleged harasser to deny the incidents. Whether anything of substance claimed by the complainant or the alleged harasser was proven to be untrue. The next step will be for the investigator to make a recommendation as to the appropriate action to be taken. She must consider, did sexual harassment occur? The severity of the conduct. What action the company has taken in the past. Whether any sexual harassment policies were violated, and if specific action or discipline is now required by company policy, state, or federal law. If the investigator determines that Hal did sexually harass Belinda and that disciplinary action is warranted, the investigator will be responsible for meeting with Hal to explain that a conclusion has been reached, how it was reached, the conclusion, the action, if any, to be taken, and who to contact if either party has further questions or concerns. The investigator will also meet with and inform the complainant that the investigation has been concluded, what the conclusion was, why, and the effect of the action. For reasons of confidentiality, the investigator may not reveal the disciplinary action taken against the harasser, but will tell the complainant that appropriate action has been taken. The investigator will again caution about confidentiality and reaffirm the company's non-retaliation policy and follow up as needed. The investigator will complete the documentation of the entire investigation, including a memo to the harasser about the results of the investigation. Had the complainant not been assured of fair and impartial investigation and an internal complaint system that works, she might have taken her claim elsewhere, much to her employer's detriment. This investigator conducted an impartial, good-faith investigation, reached a reasonable conclusion, saved her employer from potential financial liability, and took reasonable steps to prevent further sexual harassment. So can you. Hopefully, your company will stop sexual harassment before it starts, and you won't have to conduct an investigation. But if a problem occurs, this video and this book, Stopping Sexual Harassment, an Employer's Guide, are the tools you need to do your job. Not only will the book enhance the procedures outlined in this video, but it will also give you the checklists, examples, and directions you'll need to conduct a thorough and fair investigation.